Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Book Cafe, where we pair the creators of children's books with the consumers, teachers, parents, and boys and girls. Today, we have Steve Harpster joining us. Steve is coming to us from Ohio, and I believe he's coming in the door right now. Oh, my, Steve. Oh, I thought that was you with the cudgel in your hand. No?
No, this is not me. But hey, I didn't know you'd be at the coffee shop today.
Oh yeah. Look, right here.
Cheers! Cheers!
Cheers to you, buddy. You threw me for a loop there. Hey, Steve, I've invited a couple of people to join us. So I have a mother and daughter pair that are joining us, and they're joining us from in Tennessee. Hi there. Introduce yourself.
I'm Alison in Bartlett, Tennessee, and this is
Alyssa.
She just finished kindergarten.
Whoa. There's Steve. Do you see Steve?
Hi, Steve.
Hey, how are you?
Steve has his mug of coffee or a beverage. We'll call it a beverage, and he's ready to go. Listen, do you have anything to drink? Of course.
Look at the Bugs Bunny one. That's awesome.
Well, I've invited one more person to join us so we can talk about books and drawing, and she's coming to us from Utah. There she is now. Nancy, how are you?
Hey, doing great.
Introduce yourself. Say hi to everyone.
Hi, everybody from Utah, teacher at Utah Valley University, elementary ed, and a book lover.
You're in the right place in the Book Cafe.
Okay.
Hey, Steve.
Yes.
You're a busy man. Over, 100 books?
Over 100 books. Yes, yes. And then I also have my own publishing company, so I do my own books as well. So.
And real quick, before, because I want you to draw. You're really known for drawing. Do you call them cartoons or just drawing?
Oh no, I call it cartoon drawing. Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of what I'm known for. Yes.
Okay, so you do a lot of work with people down under.
Yeah, I do. Well, so the online drawing definitely appeals to other countries and places where maybe access to meeting illustrators and authors is not as easy. So yes, I've done quite a few school visits in Australia, and it looks like I'm going to be doing many in England now because I've got quite a fan base there. So and only until this recently has Zoom meetings and online meetings taken over in the United States and become very popular. But that wasn't the case before.
Yeah, well, when you came on a while ago, you tricked me because I thought that guy with a cudgel in his hand was you, and then you were actually hiding behind him. How did that creature start?
Well, I used a number 8. If you could see right there, there's a number 8. Isn't that crazy? And so what I use is I use a number. I start with a number, and that way we're just adding lines and shapes to a number, and that way everybody is on the same step. I mean, we kind of have a common shape to start from.
I happen to have this one on hand here.
Yes.
These are really cute baby animals with lowercase letters. Like, is that a seal pup? Jasper the seal pup?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So your books take kids through the step by step.
Step by step. And
do you want to does anybody have a question before we get started? You want to show us how to do that? Does anyone want to jump in with anything?
I just can't wait to see how to do it. I got on and ordered those books for my grandkids, so I want to watch you do this.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I'm
we're doing it with him.
I've been watching because I'm a librarian here locally, and you were here a couple of years ago at a local library.
Yes.
And so I would love to have you come and talk to our kids and show them how you do your drawings.
Yeah, the great thing is with the drawing is it does appeal to all ages, and parents and grandparents find out that they really do like drawing. Kind of sparks an interest in them again that maybe they didn't realize they had. So that's what's so fun about it.
Well, why don't you take us through the process? Like, what do you do with boys and girls?
Okay, so here's one that I did for a Facebook Live. I'm going to start with a plain, ordinary, boring number 6. But you can turn a boring number 6 into a swamp creature. Now, to do that, we're going to need lines we're going to need shapes, and we're going to need our imagination. So let's draw the swamp creature's eyes right there.
Hey, Steve,
Yes.
am I perfect?
It doesn't have to be perfect. I forgot to tell you that.
Yeah, is mine perfect?
I teach people how to draw, but I
Uh-huh.
don't teach people how to draw perfect, okay? So it is okay if you make a mistake. It's okay if you mess up. It's all about having fun. And guess what? I don't draw perfect. And that's what makes drawing fun is no two drawings look the same. Let's add some angry eyebrows to our swamp creature.
Those are just 2 lines?
Just some lines, yeah. And then we're going to draw a line from the eye down to the bar of the mouth here. Now you didn't, I just called that a mouth and you didn't know that was a mouth. That is a mouth. We're going to draw some swamp creature teeth inside that mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, look how weird that is. While you're finishing up your teeth, I'm going to go ahead and shade the color in the mouth here. I just switched over to a pencil so it doesn't bleed through on the sheet of paper. Okay, so there we have the swamp creature's mouth, the ears. We're going to draw 3 lines on this side and 3 lines on this side.
What are those?
These are going to be the ears. So it has ears like a fish. So we got these 3 lines and we need to connect those lines together with curved lines. There's the character's ears.
Hey, I'm glad we don't have to be perfect.
I think it
I'm
looks
having
great.
fun.
Yep.
This is fun.
It is fun, isn't it?
Alyssa, let me see yours. Oh, hers
Hers is awesome.
hers is better than mine.
So let's draw the body real quick. We're going to draw a curved line here for a body.
All right.
It really makes a shape. And then the arms, we're going to draw 2 lines coming out of both sides of the body. Now one arm's kind of going down, the other arm's kind of going up. And then at the end of those arms, we're going to draw some sharp, pointy swamp creature fingers.
I'm not really afraid of this guy, though.
Nah, you shouldn't be afraid. I try and make it so it's not too terrifying. I leave it up for the 5th graders to make them terrifying.
Well, it's pretty amazing that is looking like a creature, and we started with the number 6.
Yeah. Yeah, but as you get done, you don't even see the number 6. Let's draw the feet. We're going to draw
Steve.
2 letter L's for the legs and the feet, with a curved line for the top of each foot. Now look, you want to talk about mistakes. I made this foot way longer than this foot. But I see that, but a lot of times other people don't even notice those things. But because I'm the artist, I notice those things. But that's what I'm talking about, being perfect. You don't have to be perfect. I make mistakes. So we're going to draw a line here and a line here.
You connected
the
the
great
legs.
thing is you can add your own details to your character. Anything you want to add to your character, then it's up to you. Like maybe your character is wearing a chef's hat. You know, who knows?
Wait. I want to do that. Hold on. So he's going to make pasta.
Yeah.
Chef.
A seaweed souffle.
Oh, I love his belly.
Yeah. But that's what's so cool. And then it's fun when I get to walk around and see the kids what they've drawn, and their ideas are just all over the place, you know. Some people make these characters very cute and very friendly, even the monsters, and other kids, well, they will make them something of nightmares. But it just depends on that child.
Alyssa, are you kidding me?
Wow.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
She's pro. She's pro.
He did a great job.
She did.
So Steve, when did you start drawing?
I knew I loved drawing in first grade. I loved drawing first grade. In fact, I knew that I wanted to grow up and I wanted to draw cartoons. I thought I was going to draw the cartoons on Saturday morning, like the animation. I thought one person did an entire series. I didn't realize there was a bunch of people that did that. But as I got older, I looked into different kinds of jobs, and book illustration just seemed like that was for me because you could tell a story. Like, I love how characters can tell a story. Like, here's a crazy character wearing a chef hat. Maybe he's a monster that wants to be a chef but cannot get a job because everyone's afraid of him. Who knows? There's a lot of stories that can happen when you start coming up with these weird characters.
Nancy?
I think this is so wonderful for teachers because they're always looking for a way to reach the kid who doesn't want to do things the way they want them done.
Yeah.
So what kind of student were you?
So I was a very distracted student. I definitely would have probably been categorized as ADHD, and I did have a hard time focusing. But drawing was the one thing that really captivated my mind and allowed me to sit there for hours and draw. And I could come up with stories and all sorts of just crazy things going on because that was what was going on in my head, you know?
Yeah, you say you couldn't focus on things and yet you could sit for hours and focus on that. Plus, you have to focus on details around you to know to get ideas to put into the pictures.
Oh yeah,
Kids
I definitely
need that.
Yeah, I was always studying the back of cereal boxes or books, and I was looking at the pictures and wondering how the artist made that happen. It always seemed kind of unobtainable. That's why when I would like look at picture books, I could never see like how did the artist make that happen. It just seemed like there was no way I could do that. So when I do my how to draw videos, I always just use things that kids can find around the house. Markers, paper, pencil. I never try and go real crazy with paints or anything, or even the computer using that as a tool because kids might not have access to that. So.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Melissa was listening to you say using things around the house, and she wanted to tell you about something she used.
I had pipe cleaners and at Nana's house, and I ran into a little bitty shell, and I made out of pipe cleaners, and then I turned it into a turtle.
That's awesome. Well, that's crafty shit.
Another creature, and it was and I ran into it, and it made it a beetle.
Oh, wow. Well, that's a different kind of crafty. Like I can make numbers into things, but I can't look at shells and pipe cleaners and necessarily see a turtle. Isn't that funny how we both have different minds and we both think differently? Yeah. That's
I
great.
like how you're doing the drawings too, because as a librarian, sometimes those are the chapter books that have drawings in them are the ones the kids come in to get, the graphic novels.
Yes.
And I can get a person who may not read to read those because there's illustrations in it.
Yes. And I think too, what I noticed I started incorporating stories more into my drawing programs because these kids would come up and they'd show me their drawings and they had a story. They had a name for the character. They had a situation. You know, this character is in trouble with his mom, or this character is looking to fight this other character. They would have these whole stories. So I started recently, just last year, incorporating a story program with the drawing. So it's been really interesting.
I have to say, I teach a class called Differentiation for teachers to be able to try to reach kids and give them some choices in how they express what they've learned. And this is, drawing a cartoon or a cartoon strip is usually one of the choices, but nobody gets any background in it. Nobody really recognizes how much they have to understand and observe to be able to draw that. This is perfect.
Yeah,
This is
visual
great.
communication is actually, in many ways, tougher than actually writing it out because
For me.
yeah. So I take one of the things I do is I show kids cartoon panels that have no dialogue, and we try and come up with a story without the dialogue. And if
That
it's
is
drawn
amazing.
well, you would be able to tell. You don't need the dialogue at all. A good comic, just by the expression of the character and the situation and the setting, you should be able to tell what's going on without dialogue at all. And actually on Pinterest, you can find a lot of those comics without dialogue that you can use in your classroom. So
And
Neat.
as a teacher, you're bringing in that higher order thinking because the kids are having to infer from just the facial expression.
right, yes,
Yeah.
I've also done that with wordless books. There are wordless books out there. I think Tommy DePaulo has one on pancakes or something, and I would recommend for teachers to use sticky notes, so the kids can actually put the sticky note into the book without damaging the book. So that's what we're talking about.
yeah.
Hey, I've got an idea for that too. You can now get sticky notes in the shape of talk bubbles.
Yes.
And it's a great way for kids to learn how to write conversation. And, it's a great transition for them to be able to do that into writing quotation marks in their
Wow.
writing.
I did not know that was a thing. I
Yeah.
did not know that.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, we have something here in the Book Cafe called Lightning Round. Now, what that means is we have 1 minute worth of questions. You only get 3 seconds to answer them. We
Okay.
want to see how we relate to you, see if our answers are similar to yours. So I need someone from Bartlett, Tennessee. Anyone want to volunteer to start off the lightning round? Alyssa, you had your hand up. Are you ready? I'm going to put a minute on the clock. You have 1 minute, as fast as you can. Are you ready? Mom, you can help too. Steve.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Okay.
Cats or dogs?
He said dog.
Dogs.
Hamburgers or hot dogs?
Hamburger.
Sports or reading?
What was that one?
Sports or reading?
Oh, sports.
Mountains or the beach?
Yeah, mountains.
Summer or winter?
Oh, summer.
Favorite holiday?
Halloween and Christmas.
Favorite kid.
Favorite kid movie?
Favorite kids movie.
Oh, favorite kids movie. Lilo and Stitch.
Okay. Favorite ice cream flavor.
Chocolate chip, vanilla chocolate chip from Grader's here in Cincinnati.
All right. What's your favorite sports team?
Ohio State Buckeyes.
Oh, we have some friends that are big fans of them.
That was fun.
Yes, awesome.
All right. How about another question or two just to wrap it up? Anything burning on Utah, from Utah or from Bartlett?
I asked about his elementary school experience. I wondered if he used his drawing to catch some attraction from others in high school. Were you known as the person who could draw?
No, it was weird. My drawing abilities, and I played football in high school, and I did a lot of things, but drawing was not something that I guess people necessarily associated me with. Sometimes they would like, I don't know what it was. They would like not relate the two together. I don't know why.
Right.
So, yeah.
So did you take art? So you didn't take art in high school?
I did take art in high school, and I was always in art classes. I don't know. I mean, I guess I wasn't always, I don't know why they didn't notice that in high school as much. I think we were just so busy. Maybe I just wasn't always pushing it or out there with it, but I don't know.
How did you get your first book deal? I know you make books, you publish your own books, but how did you get your illustrations in books?
How did I get my illustration? So I started off, I did t-shirts for licensed t-shirts for like Pepsi and NASCAR and all these different companies. And that was not fun. And then I started doing greeting cards. Greeting cards went into coloring books, and then coloring books landed my first book deal, a book that was about this big called Why I Like Halloween. And it sold at Kmart stores for 50 cents each. It was something you could put into a Halloween pumpkin if you did not want to give away candy. It was just like you bought a pack of these books that you could just give out. And that was my first book. So needless to say, there was no book signing or tour or lots of fame and adulation. It was pretty, in fact, I didn't see the book for about 2 or 3 years later when I went to a Kmart. They didn't even send me a copy. So boy, it was not exciting, but I know that's the way it goes sometimes. So, but then I started landing more and more. What's that?
Do you have a copy of it today?
I do. I should have had it. I didn't know that question was going to come up. I carry one with me, so when I go to schools and I travel, I can kind of remember like what it used to be. Plus, I like to show people like this is where you start. You know, I mean,
Right.
I think some people have this idea of publishing and illustration as this really glamorous profession, and it's not always the case.
Well, Steve, if people want to reach you, your website is what?
Harptunes.com. So if you want to go to harptunes.com, right here, you can see all my how to draw videos, and you can purchase books and sketchbooks. And also, if you go to your local Hobby Lobby store, I have Draw Alpha Tunes. So that's an easier way if you just want to run out to a store today. This is a compilation of 3 books in one, and those are sold at Hobby Lobby stores. So yeah.
Wow.
Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, there you go. So
We'll have to
Draw
look
Alpha
that up.
Tunes.
Very cool. Well, I tell you what, it's time to go. I've had a great time. I want to thank my guests, Nancy from Utah. I got that right, correct?
Yep.
Good. And Alyssa. And Alyssa, thank you for bringing your mom, Alison, with you. And from Bartlett, Tennessee. Look at that smile. Look at her. Say something, Alyssa. Say something.
Happy
Say something.
Memorial Day.
Aw, that's perfect.
I put her on speaker view, and I wanted her to be closer, a bigger picture there at the end. She's got such a nice smile. And Steve, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to books, everyone.
Cheers.
Thanks for joining us. Cheers.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Ciao.